What's going on? So in the summertime, getting caught watching reruns on TV. Remember how that those cliffhangers used to end. If you came from a particular era, the cliffhangers went out right when you went out of school. So it was all in the summertime rerunning something. And very seldom did you get something new because you were sitting in June, July, August, and it was number rerun city. And it's funny how the shows might play and you had them all in your mind and it's like, oh wow, it's nothing but reruns. You got excited because you knew the cliffhangers was in May, but you knew it was going to be rerun summer, and it was nothing going to be on unless you went to the movies or you saw something. So it's amazing how that got to be normalized. Nothing but reruns. When you think about that on TV and that hunger and that quest for something that would be fresh, and it was all like the main TV channels was nothing but reruns. You didn't really even care about, you just was all in town into like watching nothing but the reruns and um TV shows, especially the ones that were dramas. The dramas had nothing but the TV shows. They were nothing but reruns in the summertime. And it was kind of like, you want to see it again? This was before people were putting their VCRs, DVDs, and players and TiVos, you know. And if you weren't into watching shows and things just happened like that. But yeah, this was a real interesting time period where summertime meant reruns, and it's kind of like it was just checkmate, stalemate. But that's what sometimes you want to do, get caught up on something that was out, or that you had a TV show that you had missed because you had the school year, work year. And that was interestingly because there was a lot of stuff that, i.e., with either going to school or work or just into different things, just wasn't paying a lot of attention to. It's funny how you watch some shows years later and you may have watched it, but you didn't really watch it. So you didn't really want to be a part of watching it, but you did, and how it kind of came into view. So, uh, but yeah, they all had a part and they all had a play into what into the mindset. Seems just like yesterday, taking that stuff for granted. You know how it, how it was and the totality of it. But it was interesting to think about it. A lot of them shows, summertime where we running back. You either had to go to bed early. Going through that. It's curfew time, so on and so forth, and you had to, it was like, wow, that was a real thing. So getting to stay up in the summer and catching it all, and you want to see what the hype was, and then sometimes the hype was worth it, sometimes it wasn't, you know. Because hindsight, you look back at some of them shows, they were cringy and they were corny, but at the time, that was cool and happening. Amazing how in the summertime you in there sweating, and if you didn't have a fan or air condition, and you sweating just to watch some show that really wasn't that deep, but it seemed really cooler at the time because it was new and there was so much to digest and to take in. But it all depends on how you kind of look at it, though. So I remember very well, and those summer times are just trying to capture something to watch. Of course, if you had music shows, they were fresh all year long. Remember that. If you were watching Soul Train or American Bandstand or something like that, those shows stayed fresh. But the TV shows were just all dried because it was nothing but reruns, you know, and there wasn't much to do so far as that goes. But anyway, let me know what you think. And you wouldn't even imagine that today, but that's how it was back in the day. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.